Yo! Yes, everybody, we are here with Ichi the Witch. A lot of people have been begging me to read this series, mainly people that comment on my Kagurabachi videos. And so I said, you know what? I'm looking for some more stuff to get into and expand on some broader mangas. And so I have a list of things I want to take a look at, but this is actually the top priority on my list. And I gotta say, I'm a little impressed. Thank you all for recommending this series to me. Actually, I was having a blast as I was going through it. There's some neat stuff within this story. Now, there are some things that I don't like, the things that I do feel are a bit generic, and some tropes that I've seen time and time again, so I'm hoping they get flipped, but we will see. But for now, I want to take you guys along with me as I was experiencing Ichi the Witch and my overall thoughts of the series. Without further ado, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and let's get to it. As far as the story goes, Ichi is a young man who, when he was 6 years old, he was given a knife, a little bit of food, and he was left all alone to fend for himself on a mountain. As his food began to run low and his stomach began to hurt from the sheer amount of pain, he realized that the knife that he was given was meant for him to take his own life. And as he considers this, a wolf appears in front of Ichi and goes to bite his throat, and Ichi actually defends himself, is surprised that his body still wants to live, and actually learns to hunt and survive on his own. Very similar to a young Goku from Dragon Ball. I love the opening page of this manga where Ichi says, "I'm thankful for the fruits and plants, the animals, the birds, insects, and fungi. I'm thankful for all the life in this world. Oh boy, I want to hunt. I want to hunt them all." In my personal opinion, I do think that Ichi is the strongest part of this manga so far. Far from edgy, he is a little bit cookie cutter in the fact that he doesn't have any overt character flaws just yet. But again, the story is still so early, but he's not the brightest, but when it comes to survival and hunting, he's top of the game. And he holds all life as sacred. The only time you ever want to kill something is when you want to hunt it, and you don't torture it. You come at things with respect. That is the only thing you need to do. And so whenever he sees these magics, literal living magic, start torturing people and disrespecting these corpses, it infuriates him and makes him angry. On page 21 of the first chapter, he says that if they don't face me with the intent to kill, that I shouldn't desire to kill them either. Killing things you don't mean to eat isn't hunting, it's murder. That's one line you must never cross. But if that creature does harm a human, if it turns its fangs on me, if it does trigger death for death, I want to hunt it. So within the world of Ichi the Witch, we have magics, which are literal beings made out of magic. They can be made out of water, snow, stone, whatever. And they can take the form of various different things, and they help a whole host of abilities that you must complete their trials to gain. Now, Ororo, Ichi's main source of power, is actually a magic that is unable to be defeated by women. Now, the thing is that in the world of Ichi the Witch, only women have been known to be able to wield magic. There are no wizards.
Shadow Wizard Money Gang. We love casting spells.
Only witches. I think this is actually a pretty neat concept. And now I already know there's a certain flavor of people that'll be like, oh my god, they wokeified my Viz manga. Oh, chibi review. Who said that? Who said that? But it doesn't shove this message in your face that men are weaker or men are less valuable when it comes to the world of Ichi the Witch. Women just can do it. That's just how it is. Men still have a place in society, but no, I'm quite fond of this. And so at the end of the first chapter, we're introduced to Caris. I like Caris a lot. Number one, I love her design. I love black characters in anime and manga that don't look like caricatures. Obviously, as time is moving forward, we have a lot younger authors that are starting to come about, and they look and they're like, oh, this shit isn't okay. You know what I mean? I will tell you though that Tite Kubo was the GOAT when it came to black character designs. Kishimoto too, but Tite Kubo with Tozen design, oh yeah, that was dude. Tozen has some crazy fits at Bleach, man. Ooh, got to mention my beautiful queen Yoruichi, you know what I'm saying? But Caris is very arrogant, but she has the power to back it up. She does remind me of Gojo for a little bit, as far as being one of the most powerful people around the main character, and they want to protect the main character. So I did kind of recognize that trope, but they kind of hint that Caris might have had a brother or a sibling or somebody close to her that passed away. Now, who exactly this is, I have no idea, but obviously this leads to her wanting to protect Ichi, and later on in the the story, she actually forms a blood pact with Ichi that if anything were to happen to her, he would die. If anything were to happen to him, she would die. So they need to protect each other. They are family. It's a familial pact. Or otherwise, it's basically a slave contract is what it is. Now, so far, the other characters aren't really moving me and they don't really stick out to me as much. And we actually see that when Ichi is given a target to demonstrate his newfound powers on, he looks up at the mirror above him and attacks it on instinct. And he asks the proctor of this examination, what is behind that mirror? And apparently is a bunch of witches staring down at him because they are interested that this is the first man to ever wield magic in this world. Naturally, I might add. Dude, this motherfucker Ichi quite literally has ultra instinct. There are times where he can just send someone's bloodlust and just turn around before anything bad could happen to him. Also, am I crazy or is Ichi's backstory damn near identical to Inosuke's from Demon Slayer? Like, I was reading it and I was like, bro, am I... this feels more than a coincidence to me. I could be crazy, but I mean, that's not a new trope or anything, so I think it's just very funny. I will definitely say the art style in this is extremely impressive, especially in the first chapter, which in all mangas, the first chapter is going to look the best, right? That's the thing that's going to hopefully not get them canned. This can be the best impression you can possibly make, but the art style just chapter to chapter is very consistent, it's very clean. Now, the author does kind of shortcut some of this with using a lot of chibis and these more comical and less intense scenes, but the color pages and everything like that are very bright, they're vibrant. I love this art style. So eventually, Ichi gains Uroro, the magic who is unable to be defeated by women. It actually attaches itself to him, and we get this inner demon trope. Now, I'm not personally a fan of this. Obviously, do I think that at some point that Uroro is going to switch over and be like, oh, the kid's not so bad, and start giving him more of his power? Most likely, probably. Uroro personally doesn't move me. I've seen this time and time again. I don't want to knock the series for it. It just these seem kind of just very common. It's part of the reason why I love Sukuna from Jujutsu Kaisen so much, is because very early on they made it very clear, especially with the versus Mahito arc, that Sukuna is not there to fuck around. He hates Yuji with like there is nothing funny about his interactions with Yuji. With Uroro, a lot of it's played for gags, but the series does have a lighter tone. But it's I don't know. Maybe he'll grow on me. Maybe he won't. We'll see. Now, I was reading some of this primarily on my phone. I wasn't reading this on my PC, but I will tell you that with some of the paneling and how detailed the art does get, it does get a bit hard to see the choreography and the fluid motion. Sometimes it gets very hard to follow occasionally. Sometimes there just is a lot going on. It's hard for my brain to keep up. So I'm hoping that the author will improve on this. So later on, during a trial where Ichi has to prove to himself that he can train with this Caris, he runs into the World Hater magic. Now, originally he runs into this magic in town. He turns and he kind of feels the bloodlust coming at him. And I will say that the World Hater magic does have a pretty neat design. I love how they kind of have this yin and yang dynamic on the color page that's featured in, and they actually show off a really cool display of its power when you have this shot of a deer facing sideways and it looks fine, and then it turns and half of it is just absolutely rotten, and they describe it as warping, but it looks like it's just rot. Or you know how in Arcane season 2, like with Victor and like all the energy, and it completely destroys all living life. It basically looks like that. And the World Hater magic is very imposing with its lines of dialogue, but to me it does feel a bit generic. I do think that it's gonna have the trope of Ichi's gonna try to fight it, and then wants Ichi to get stronger, and it leaves in the middle of its fight with Caris, and then as well as another powerful witch. But it does seem nothing really stands out about this character besides its design. I don't know, it just doesn't really move me in particular. I do feel like from what I've seen so far, the first introduction, the first bit does seem to be a bit stronger, and as we're kind of it's not moving me as much right now currently. I don't know, I could be crazy. I still like it, it's just not holding me over as much. Now, one thing that's interesting is the fact that Ichi doesn't care about the issues of his gender being a source of controversy in the world, since he primarily grew up by himself. So things like gender norms are completely foreign to him. So when it comes to him wearing something that can be seen as feminine, such as the leg booster boots, and the merchant refers to them as frilly knee highs for a man, he doesn't care at all. So I do like the commentary on that you shouldn't be afraid to enjoy what you enjoy due to some label that people have created from years and years ago. Like what you like. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it. I like that message. I think it's very neat. I definitely do think that the art is one of the strongest assets of this series. This is absolutely fantastic. It's very neat, very clean. Again, with some of these action shots, I do hope that we can kind of clean that up a little bit. But I'm curious to see where the story goes, because there is a prophecy that Ichi will die eventually once he kills channels the world hater magic. Now, will that actually come to fruition? I don't know. This series seems a bit light and nothing dark has really happened so far, so I'm inclined to believe that something's going to change with that. But Ichi is fine with that, and he's like, you know what, I'm going to have the sense of wonder and thrill that he has with hunting things that keeps him going. So as long as he can hunt the ultimate thing in the world, it's perfectly fine with him. So I don't know, we will see. But the prophecy, that not moving me, man. I would say I hate prophecies in shows. Ooh, I hate that trope so much. Y'all know how I feel about Ashura and Indra and Naruto, man, and reincarnations and all that. It's the horse cocky. I don't care for it. I hate destiny in shows. It makes it feel like we're very rigid. We don't have a lot of room to move. It feels like everything that we have is designed to happen already. So there's not a sense of paranoia or anything that we can set in for the audience. So we will see, man. I don't know. But yeah, so far I'm enjoying Ichi the Witch. I definitely think that Ichi, as well as the art, are the strongest parts of the story. I would say that the villains, a little weak in my personal opinion so far, but I do like the comedy. I do like the Hisame shark magic or whatever like that, and having its trial be to make it fancy, right? To make it fashionable, and Ichi actually dresses it not with clothes, but how you dress food, right? He makes like a seafood boat. That was actually pretty funny. So I like the magic trials. I think those are very interesting. A lot of these designs are cute. The mushroom magic, that thing's pretty cute, and how it thinks that everybody loves mushrooms and eventually becomes an ally. So overall, I'm enjoying Ichi the Witch. I'm hoping that you guys will too. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of Ichi the Witch so far. Do you guys like it? Do you guys hate it? A lot of people are saying it's up next on Shonen Jump's lineup. A lot of people are enjoying this more so than I think I am. I don't hate it. Not personally my favorite though. We'll tell you that right now. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below what you think. Anyway, guys, being boy Daffy, thank you guys so much for joining me on this video. Please make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode. Y'all make sure you take care of yourselves, guys, and have a damn good one. Peace.